So students, we are going to start with the unit number 8 and lesson number 5. As we have completed this lesson 4, lesson 3 using some practical programs. And in the lesson number 4, that was the global modularization, how we can perform this global modularization using the function modules. And in the unit 8 and lesson number 3, we have learned about the local program modularization, and we have then covered this part using this video lectures in which we have studied about the local modulation, how we can create the program using local modularization. So let us start with the next lesson, and this is the lesson number 5, and modularizing using the BAPIs. As we have already discussed, BAPIs, business application programming interface. So let us start. As in the previous unit we have discussed about these BAPIs, and these BAPIs are nothing than that are the function modules, or you can say that there are some function program which are built in SAP systems, and that function programs or function modules you can call it directly. And these all BPIs are stored into the BOR, and that is called business object repository. And this business object repository contains the number of business objects, and these business objects contain the number of BPIs. And these BPIs you can also call with the help of ABAP programs, and these BPIs also you can call at the external system. So this is external system program which are calling these BPIs. So this business object repository in the SAP system contains the number of business object, and the business object is a class and correspond to a SAP table or a table hierarchy, and it has BAPIs as a method to access the data into the SAP systems. The BPIs are generally used for the basic function of the business object, such as for creating an object, for retrieving the attribute of an object, for changing the attribute of an object, and listing the object. So this is in SAP systems, and these are the BAPIs. So let us start with this next topic of using BAPIs. That means where we can use these BAPIs. The function of BAPIs are encapsulated in function modules, and that can be called remotely by the ABAP program of the same SAP system as well as the external system. Within the same SAP system, that is the ABAP program can call, and the external system can also call that BPIs. So we have the general standard BPIs like your get list, get details, create, change, delete, and cancel. And we have also add item, remove item. So all of these functionality are provided by the BAPIs. With the help of BAPIs, you can use the ALE, that is your distributed scenarios. You can do development by customer or partners, so that BAPIs can be directly used. You can also use for this business workflow. You can use this component within the SAP systems. You can use it on the internet and internet system also. So these are the standard BAPIs. You can see that is a get list. For all get list, BAPI return a list of available objects that meet the specified selection criteria. And next is get detail. All get details return the detailed information for an object. Create, change, delete, and cancel. All create, change, delete, and cancel BAPIs allow you to create, change, and delete the objects. Add item and remove items. You can add more items or remove items directly. So this was all about the standard LBAs, and now come to the BAP Explorer. So if you want to see this BAP Explorer, you can use the transaction code directly BAPI and press enter. It will open this BAP Explorer like this one, and you can see that there are a number of options are there: hierarchy, alphabetical, details, documentation, tool, and project. So we have the two ways by which you can explore your BAPI. The first one is hierarchy. By this clicking on this particular hierarchy, you can check out this BAPIs, particular BAPIs, or either you can select the alphabetical BAPIs. So it will arrange automatically in the alphabetical manner, and you can find out the particular BAPIs. And suppose if you want to open a particular BAPI, that means function module, just select from the hierarchy, and then suppose this is change BAPI. Double click on it, it will explore it onto the right hand side panel. So in this you can see that this change is the method, and this change method is applying on the business object, that is your flight customer. So you can change this business object by this BAPI, and the BIP function module name is BAPI underscore FL CUST customer underscore change. So if you want to navigate to the function builder and if you want to see the source code of this function module, just double click on it. Okay, so when you will double click on it, it will show you your function modules and the code of this one, as well as you can see that each of the BAPIs have the interfaces, like the normal function module have the interfaces. Similarly, these BAPIs have the interfaces. So these interfaces contains importing, exporting parameters, changing parameters, and so on. And this is source code also. Now come to the next thing, BAP call in the API program. How we can call this BAPI? As I already told you, the BAPI are the function module which are already created in the SAP system, and you can directly call these BAPIs. BAPIs is nothing that are the methods or function modules. And how we can call this? With the help of directly normal call function, but the function name that must be start with the BAPI underscore and then particular function name, and these will be your importing and exporting parameters. So in order to use a BAPI within the same SAP system, you can call the relevant function module directly. Okay, the conversion and reconversion done using the function module from the your function group, and all these BAPIs always started with the BAPI underscore. So this was all about the lesson number 5 of the unit number 8. So now we are moving on to the next lesson, lesson number 6, and this is the last lesson of this unit number 8, which is modularizing using the global classes. Global classes. The global classes you can create with the help of class builder, and that you can open with the help of transaction code, which is SE24. So before watching this video on this creation of the global classes using the class builder, I just want to discuss about the global classes, what it is. As you know, what is the class? The class, you can say that the wrapping up of a data objects and functions into single unit, and that unit is called class. So this class containing two things, the first one is data object and second is your functions, and this process is called encapsulation. So the wrapping up of data and the functions into a single unit, and that unit is called class, and this process is called encapsulation. So you can see that this we have the number of data objects, or you can say it as a attributes, attribute 1, attribute 2, and so on. We have the methods, function, method 1, method 2, and so on. So we have created the class here. Now class have some attributes. So these attributes or methods may have public, maybe in the public section or private section. That means either you can access these components, either attributes or methods, directly. That means directly means that you can access it publicly. Public access to generally the attributes as well as methods. But when you will declare these components as a private, then you cannot directly access these attributes and methods. So private make it is a secure. Now come to the next topic. This is class and object. As you know, when we are going to create the classes, you can also create the object, and the object are sometimes called instances. And instances, each of the instances may have some attributes and methods, but the attributes value may differ from the one instance to the another instance, and these instances are sometimes called objects of the classes. Now come to the next topic, and this is in screen in which you can see that how we can define the attributes of the class. And for opening this page, you need to open the SE24 transition code. It will open the class builder, and where you can find out the number of tabs are there: properties, interfaces, friends, attributes, methods, events, types, and aliases. So you can also define the methods. So method, it may be either static method, it may be either normal method. So these are the method parameters. Just clicking on the double click onto this particular method, it will open a page in which you can supply the parameters to these methods, and the parameter may be either importing parameter or it may be either exporting parameters. And we have another kind of method, and that is called method exceptions. So you can also generate the exceptions from the methods also. So you can also define the exceptions. After defining a class, you can test that class directly by using this execute button. So when you will execute, it will ask some to provide or execute the method in the test environment. Just click on it, it will open this, and then you can supply the parameter value and then directly execute the test environment. You can also call these methods. When you have defined the methods, you can directly call these methods into your main programs by dragging the methods into the main program. So this was all about the unit number 8 and the lesson number 6. So the unit number 8 has been completed, and the practical part of this class builder you will see into the next video. So thank you so much for watching my videos.